good times in her.
And then once I get up to my altitude, I'll roll back. Sweet spot's about 24, 25 if you're cruising. It runs really nice there.
Yeah. I miss her. I know it sounds silly, I keep saying that, but this was our first plane. So we really, really loved her. But we need a little bit bigger, I think, for more adventures with family or friends or something, you know? She's going to a good home. Citation Max on YouTube is buying her to play with. So I hope she will be in his videos coming soon.
This basically, so this is, you've been looking for a long time?
Her new home.
4 or 5 months.
Oh, yeah.
There was one of those in Texas, but then they didn't fudge the books. They did a full overhaul, but it was actually on the bottom. But the case is still original from like 68. It's just a mess. So that one, there was a Satagria, you know, was meant to be in Santa Paula, and I was meeting you, and with everything.
I never thought it was going to be stay here.
Yeah.
It's like literally like.
I guarantee you're going to see it the whole time because I'm in Santa Paula probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Nice.
Because we all fly over there and get gas and hang out and. That's when I called you guys. I was in New York. I'm like, why are you wondering if I want it? Like I need it. Like it's meant to be. Cause my friend sent it to me like 2 in the morning, and Stevie sent it to me. She was like, dude, Santa Paula, this thing looks mint. So then the next morning when I looked there, that's when I called you and we were texting and then.
Hey guys, it's been a while since we've been on, and basically we sold our airplane. We've been a little busy doing a bunch of stuff, but we sold our airplane. So about maybe a month and a half ago. Now we're looking for a new plane, which we've been looking for a month and a half or a little bit before we sold ours. We looked at a couple different ones. We went to Sun and Fun. Kind of didn't know what we wanted. We wanted something we could fly off airport, be able to travel a little bit faster, a little bit farther out.
But what he means by off airport is
like grass strips, dirt strips, not
bush
just
landing kind of stuff, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just doing different stuff. We're kind of getting rid of the aerobatic thing. I didn't liked it at the beginning, kind of just grew out of it. As they say in the aviation world, we just got a new mission. So we're trying something a little bit different.
Yeah.
We looked at, like I said, a lot of different stuff. A 180's always been on our mind. We did look at like Pipers. We looked at the same airplane that we had, but in the Bush version or the backcountry version.
You know what one we really loved?
Was the Patriot.
The Patriot. Oh my gosh. They had one of the Patriots there at the Sun and Fun, and what they do is that you have to fly to them, and then they measure your body, so they make it custom, perfect to you guys. It was a gorgeous airplane, but it was tandem, and it would be getting back into the kind of the same plane that we were getting out of.
But by far, out of all the tandem airplanes we sat in, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", so I need a lot of obviously space in an airplane. Airplanes are built for people 5'8".
Yeah.
Most airplanes. So it's very hard for me to get to fit in an airplane. I sat in the Patriot, and I'm going to give them kudos, whoever designed that airplane. They made it 4 inches wider than a stock Super Cub, and the leg room was, I couldn't even reach the rudder pedals when my feet were, the seat was all the way back. I actually had the seat forward, which was crazy.
Yeah, because that never happens.
But the airplane was just kind of a year wait on a build time, a little bit more than what we wanted to spend.
Probably double what we wanted to spend.
kind of double what we're going to spend. I don't think that was the issue. I think it was more the your wait time, because you got a lot of benefits when you bought that airplane. Everything obviously was brand new. The panel was brand new, so it kind of warranted the value of the cost of it. Our other, you know, and then getting back to our other option was a 180.
Cessna.
Which is a Cessna 180. So I did find a couple. One was in Pennsylvania. I never went and looked at it because it had low compression.
Yeah, a lot of problems to fly all that way, you know.
Yeah, and then I thought I found the one in Boise, Idaho. So I gave this guy a deposit to go do that, to look at that.
I mean, and the pictures looked great. I mean, it looked perfect. The paint was perfect.
And I asked the guy even, like, you know, how's the quality of the paint? He says, Dave, you won't be unhappy with this airplane. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But before we were able to get up there, another one popped up at Santa Paula. So
in our own airport, you know, by a friend.
So we had one sitting in kind of our back pocket that was I knew was a nice airplane.
Yeah.
So we went up to Idaho, and when I walked into the garage or his hangar to look at his airplane, it literally had the old Canadian numbers covered up with white decals. It was missing log books.
Yeah, 20 years worth of logs. I mean, the decals on Canadian planes, and I was told that this is normal, that they are probably like 3 feet high, and they go on the underside of the wing.
So you can
and
read
they were
it from
in
the
black.
ground.
So they just put a vinyl sticker over it.
Which you could see the numbers through the vinyl sticker.
I mean, it was just so tacky, and you pay a lot of money for these airplanes, so, and Dave's like super, super picky about that kind of stuff. So we kind of felt like we got, like, he should have been honest with that.
He should have, and I mean, he kept our deposit because I told him it was a non-refundable deposit. But two major concerns that he should have told me is he had missing logs, which he told me he had all the logs.
Yeah, it's very important to have your plane have logs right from the beginning. It makes the plane worth more, and you know what the history of the plane has been.
Yeah.
You know, if it's been in an accident, or everything about that plane is in those logs.
Pretty much, log books are 30 to 40% value of your airplane, which is a lot. So he didn't feel that he needed to return our deposit, which
it's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's kind of what you have to do.
But you know what? Let me just tell them the whole story about that guy. I mean, he was super nice. We dealt with him on the phone, and then we told him we were coming. And he lives in Montana. He has a home in Hawaii, and he just bought this house on an airstrip, private airstrip in Idaho. So he said to us, like, don't get a hotel, just stay at the house. It's a brand new house. You can stay there for free. And we're like, okay. And then he asked, you know, do you mind? I have a repairman coming. Can you just make sure he gets in and fixes the microwave or something? So we agreed to that, of course. He let us stay at his house. But he had cameras all over the house. So, like, it was so awkward, like, staying there. And, I mean, I turned the cameras around to face the wall. I don't know. I think the whole thing went so well, and then kind of disappointing how it all ended up.
In his eyes, the airplane was in good condition because he doesn't worry about those type of things. When I asked him about the paint, how the paint was, and he said it was in great condition, which the paint was great, except for that. Like, he should have relayed that to me, because I wouldn't have gone or even wasted my time if I knew that was on there.
Right.
Or by far giving him a deposit. But unfortunately, that's what happened. So we ended up coming back, looking at the one in Santa Paula the next day after we got back, and we purchased it.
Chef's kiss, it was perfect.
Well, so far, we haven't flown it yet, or I haven't done anything in it yet.
Yeah, we're on our way actually to the airport right now to meet the owner and to get the deal done.
And move it to our hangar.
And move it on over, because I guess for to fly the 180, our insurance company requires David to fly 2 hours with an instructor to do 15 takeoffs and landings in the plane before we can actually fly it wherever we want to. And that's okay. I understand, because it's a whole new ball game. So
we'll bring you back when we get to the hangar.
Coming out into the sun, our new baby girl.
Want to get the door going?
There she is.
Yeah.
Not this one, no. Well, I don't know if you know about it, but it's like fuel injected.
at her coming home.
It's a big airplane.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to take me some training to get used to flying it. It's definitely not like my little whippersnapper that I had before.
Yeah, but she's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's very nice. I'm very happy. I just got to learn to fly it.
First landing's going to be a little. Oof.
Well, it's hard to even see over the dash. You know, it's just really.
Yeah, but the tail wasn't up.
No, but my other one, I just.
Yeah, you can see everything.
The other one, you just hit the gas a little bit and move. This thing, I'm like hitting the gas. He's like, Dave, like let off the brake. He's like, oh, you're not on the brake. But it's like it's so smooth that like I looked at the RPM and it was only at like 1100 RPM. But dude, the wind was zinging by, dude. Felt like I was like on the throttle.
Let's take a peek in our little cockpit here. This is the inside. It's very nice. Dash in there. And instead of me sitting back here, now I get to sit right there next to my baby. She's big.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole lot different flying in this than the other one. First of all, we're really up high off the ground compared to the other one too.
Sorry, I'm just taking it all in. Like it's a lot to gather up. I went from flying something very basic, which I mean wasn't basic, but very simple, to something very big. Hopefully I get it and I enjoy it.
Of course you will.
Yeah. As she says, is she's just sitting in the other seat.
But I mean, like, if you, like, I'll turn you around a little bit. There's the dash. And I got my thing over here, but that's the captain's seat. I mean, it's just a lot bigger than our other one. But at least I got my own freaking door and window. Nice! Love it! Let me show you the back of it. And we got like 2 seats here, and then a big storage back there. And my seat goes way up high, so I actually look like I'm the same height as Dave. See? Oh, almost. Anyway.
See you later.